believed in everything, but Eng, I don't kid you. Eng says I know you changed. I never see you cause you're always busy ditching class. I really wish you had a different way of doing math.
Hey guys, let's go over the Module 2 test. This is version B. Complete the sentence, describe the end behavior of f of x equals negative 4x to the 7th power. So remember, you're writing that out 7 times. I don't want to do that, but the idea is you really have negative 4 to the 7th power and x to the 7th power. Take out my calculator. Remember, you have to put this in parentheses. My negative button is here. 7th power. Okay, so I get a negative number. That's what's most important. Remember, the easiest odd that you know is linear. These are odd degrees. And then the negative leading coefficient will flip it. So your graph's gonna look something like this. So then if you just draw a coordinate plane, right? So this is saying as you go to the right on the x-axis, what is the graph doing? Well, the graph is going down, and that's why the answer is B. Number 2, select the domain and the range for this. Now, we actually have this kind of graph on this one. Negative leading coefficient, negative degree polynomial. So my graph looks like this. So remember, the domain is left to right. Can I pick all the negative numbers? Yeah, because the arrow is going this way. Can I pick all the positive numbers of x? Yes. So that's all real numbers for the x number line. So this would be true. And then the range is bottom to top. You can pick all the negative numbers as your answer. Positive numbers, you can have that too. And the only one that has both of those is A. Okay. An easy way of saying all real numbers is negative infinity to positive infinity. But it's going to be both of these, so they're the same. If you have 2 sets of arrows, arrow, 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 arrow. Question number 3, use this function to complete the sentences. The degree, so the degree of is the highest degree. You'll notice these are not in order, so the answer is 6th degree. The leading coefficient is with the highest degree. It's the number in front, so that would be a negative 3. Number 4, select the graph for x to the 3rd. You could try to solve this, but I think something that would be helpful. Let's see, 1 is about the same. So let's try 2. So let's put in f of 2 here. 4 times 2 to the 3rd power minus 48, 2 to the 2nd power plus 140 times 2. This is your PEMDAS. So that's 8 times 4 is 32. 4 times 48 negative would be negative 192 plus 280. So I'm going to do 32 minus 192 plus 280, 120. So basically, if I put in 2 into my function, I get 120. So the order pair is 2 comma 120. No. Close, but that one is it right here. And that's why the answer is B. Question number 5. Given the graph, select all the intervals in which a real 0. So remember, a real 0 is where it crosses the x-axis. So here's our function. It's an even degree. It's the highest exponent, so there it is. It's a W. and select all that apply. So if this is negative 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, this one is between negative 4 and negative 3. So that would be A. This number is between negative 1 and negative 2. So that's negative 2, negative 1. So it's in between these two numbers, like negative 1.5, which would be C. 0 and 1, the graph is not going through there, and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So between these two right here, there's nothing, so it's not G. Number 6. Use the table of values of the function f of x equals negative 4x to the third plus x squared plus 9x minus 2. Complete the sentences. A relative minimum is located near this number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph it. That's what a table of values is for. So let me graph this. I notice they're counting by ones here on the x. And then I have a high of 16 and a low point of negative 74. So I'm just graphing this to give myself a visual. Let's count by, say, 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. Okay. Negative 2, 16 or 20. Negative 1, negative 6, 0, negative 2, 1, comma 4, so just right above it, again, that's 20. 2, negative 12, and then negative 3, negative 74. So I see my graph doing something like this. Okay. And let's see if it matches. Just like the original problem that we did earlier, this is an odd degree. So it originally started right here, like a linear, my pen, but the negative sign flipped it, so it matches. I have 1, 2 turning points. So the degree of the function is, if you subtract the degree, you'll get the turning points, right? So you have 1, 2 turning points is equal to 3 minus 1. Degree is 3. Okay, so the low point, the minimum is this point. Okay, so there's my Desmos, and I guess I should have wrote maximum. So I might have to let you guys go back and check your answer for that one. So that word should be maximum. Then at that point would be the maximum. Okay, question number 7. This was the scoring for number 5. You know, based on how many you got correct and how many incorrect. If you knew these were the answers, that's how you were scored. Okay, number 7. In each expression of polynomials, select polynomial or not a polynomial. So this one is h to the first. So this would be h to the 1/4. You cannot have fractionals, it has to be a whole number, so not a polynomial. This one would be x to 0. So this one is, a constant is a polynomial. All right, on the back side, it tells us to determine the quotient. That means to divide. You could put this out here, but really what you're doing is you're dividing this whole thing by 4x squared y to the 5th. So that means that you're doing that to each term. So as I rewrite it, I'm also going to break them up. And the reason why I'm breaking them up is I'm looking for numbers like to match here. So x squared, x to the 6, y5, y5, And that way you'll see when I start crossing them off. So 36 negative, so I'm going to write, again, I'm going to try to get 4s. So 4 times 9, x squared, y to the 8th. So I have a 5, so y5, y3rd. Remember, when you're multiplying here with the same base, you add the exponent, so that's y to the 8th. And then I have a plus sign. So 4 times 3, so again, I'm trying to get the 4s, if you could see that. X squared, y to the 5th. 4x squared, y to the 5th. So I call this a counseling party. So that's 1, 1, 1, 1, just 1 for 1 now. X squared divided by x squared is 1, so you have to leave that 1. y5th is gone, 4 x squared, y to the 5th. So here we're left with 4x to the 6th, y to the 5th, choice C, minus 9x squared, y3. And then this one you have just a 3. And that's your answer. Number 9. Free response. Show all your workbox, your answers. Simplify, you're going to subtract. So I'm going to line these up with like terms. So these are the same. This one has an x, so it's underneath an x. No x. And we have to be careful that you are subtracting. 7 minus 19 is negative 12, and these will stay the same. 9 minus 6 is positive 3. Negative 18 minus 8. Again, if you struggle with that, put in your calculator, they'll become positive 8, so that's negative 10x squared. 12 minus 15 is negative 3. Negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. Number 10, I'm going to multiply these. I'm going to multiply these two first. And if you think about it, each term, 1, 2, has its own box. We're going to multiply, and then we're going to combine like terms or add. And it becomes 15y squared. 6y, 5 times negative 4 is negative 20, so that's negative 20y, and negative 8. Okay, so my answer, now we're going to add, so there's no other y squared, so that'll become 15y squared. These are like terms, so negative 14y minus 8. Now the green, my answer is here. And now we're going to multiply it by 2y minus 1. So you should have just, we're going to multiply again and then combine like terms. 30y cubed minus 28y squared minus 16y minus 15y squared. Just changes the math operation. And then I like to put check marks as I go. 30y to third, that's a 30. Negative 43y squared. Negative 2y plus 8. Box your answer. Number 11. Okay, determine the quotient. It doesn't tell us how. I'm going to use synthetic division. I think it's faster. So that means x equals 4. That goes on the outside. And then I'm going to make sure there's no missing terms and just write the coefficients. 3, negative 8, negative 9, and negative 29. So that's to the third power, to the second power, to the first, x to the 0 power. So write that if it helps you. We're going to bring down multiply, so that gives me 12, add down, multiply diagonally, add down, multiply, add down. Okay. So this is my remainder. Over x minus 4. This is your constant, it's positive. You're going to start adding x's and add another x. So this was x, this will be x squared. So if I multiply this answer by x minus 4, it'll give us the answer of the dividend. The dividend is 3x to the third minus 8x squared minus 9x minus 29. So if you multiply all this out, you'll get your original answer. Okay, number 12, expand. I don't have my Pascal's triangle, so I'm just gonna create one. Remember, you add here. Add, 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 add. So here, that's my 0. So this is the 5th. My nth degree is to the 5, okay? That means I'm first gonna write down my coefficients. And then this is my A, and this is my B. So A, we're gonna count down. And then my B will do count up. And then I have to do a substitution. So the A value is 2m. My B value is negative 4k to the 0 power. I'm just going to put a plus sign. They are positives for now. 5. The A value is 2m to the 4th power. B value is negative 4k. Okay, now we're going to do this one. A is 2m to the 3rd power. Your B value is negative 4k squared. So 1, 5, 10. We're going to run out of space. It's okay. 10. A is 2m to the 2nd power. Negative 4k to the 3rd power. A values to the 1st power, which doesn't do anything. B value, negative 4k to the 4th power. And then the A value to the 0 power, B to the 5th. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify this now. Two to the 5th power, 32. So this is going to become 32m to the 5th. Pay attention, anything to the 0 power is 1. So 1 times anything is itself. Okay. This one is going to be 2 to the 4th power, 16. 16 times negative 4, and then you're going to multiply that by 5. Negative, so m to the 4th k. Okay, now we're going to do this one. So that'll be negative 4 squared is 16. 16 times 8. And then multiply by that 10, I get 1280. This is going to be m to the 3rd k squared. Okay, this is negative 4 to the 3rd power. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Parentheses, negative 4 to the 3rd power, negative 64. Double check where we are. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right here. So that's negative 64 times 4, 2 squared, times 10, negative 25, negative 25, 60, m squared, k to the 3rd. And then negative 4 to the 4th power, you have to put it in parentheses. Times 2, it's 2 to the 1st power, times 5. 2560, that's positive. And then m, k to the 4th. Remember, m to the 1st, you just leave it like that. And then this last one, all of this is equal to 1. So it's negative 4 to the 5th power. Negative 1024. M to the, that's a 0. K to the 5th. And that's my answer.